gas pedal. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Perry Katsarakis.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Thank you, Perry. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Connecticut IB Academy's 17th annual commencement ceremony. I'd first like to welcome the graduates who have we come to support and honor this evening. I would also like to recognize our guests who joined the 2019 graduates on stage tonight. The Honorable Mr. Brian Hall, Chairman of the East Hartford Board of Education, Mr. Nathan Quinnell, Superintendent of East Hartford Public Schools, Ms. Anne Marie Mancini, Deputy Superintendent of East Hartford Public Schools, and Mrs. Michelle Galeota, Assistant Principal of CIBA. We also have in our audience representatives from the East Hartford Board of Education and Town Council, Please stand to be recognized. On behalf of CIBA, we would like to thank you for your continuous support and advocacy. We also have guests in our audience that were and continue to be part of the CIBA family. Thank you for coming this evening, as it speaks volumes about your commitment to CIBA and its students. I would also like to take this time to recognize the entire CIBA staff, who, without their tireless efforts, unconditional love and patience, and infinite wisdom, this graduation would not have been possible. The CIBA staff members have inspired these graduates and have built relationships with them that will continue beyond graduation. Last but not least, I'd like to welcome and thank you, the CIBA families, for instilling a love of learning and importance of education in your CIBA student. We, as educators, cannot do this alone, and it is with your partnership that these graduates are ready to pursue their dreams and tackle the challenges that lie ahead on their continued journey to success. Commencement is a time when we recognize the achievements of our graduates as they set off into the world, each pursuing their own path, whether it is at a university or college or the military. If you reflect upon the past 4 years, you will undoubtedly think about the hard work, countless hours, and effort that led your CIBA graduate to this evening's celebration. For that reason, I will be pausing after each graduate's name is called and waiting for silence before I call the next graduate so that his or her family and friends can hear their name. At this time, please silence all cell phones and electronic devices if you haven't done so already. Thank you. And now I address you, the class of 2019. The class of 2019 is comprised of 42 students from 12 towns and includes 2 international students from China and Vietnam. They have received 257 acceptances across 120 different colleges and universities. One of the graduates is joining the armed forces, while another graduate is pursuing his love of barbering. 90% of our graduates are IB diploma candidates. I think we all can agree that these are impressive statistics. More importantly, though, if you ask any CIBA staff member, they will remark at how unique this class is. The members of the class of 2019 are diverse in every sense of the word. They have had ups and downs like all families do, but through it all, they have stuck together, and they are sitting on this stage at the end of their CIBA careers. This is a bond that you will always share, and I hope you will treasure it. The CIBA experience is a unique one, and regardless of whether you chose it for yourself or someone else, most likely in the audience, chose it for you, it has equipped you with the skills, knowledge, and dispositions to be prepared for whatever lies ahead. The class of 2019 will always have a special place in my heart as my first freshman class as the assistant principal of CIBA. I don't know who was more scared, me or you, but I remember your smiling faces and energy. My wish for you is that you carry the same enthusiasm for learning and determination to make your dreams come true. Don't settle for anything less. I want you to know that I'm going to miss you, and I want to leave you with a quote by Kalpana Chawla. The path from dreams to success does exist. May you have the vision to find it, the courage to get onto it, and the perseverance to follow it. It is now my pleasure to introduce the President of the Student Advisory Board and member of the class of 2019, Ms. Edith Otang.
Before I begin, I'd like to say that if at any point tears become visible, I have allergies. First, I'd like to extend my thanks to Ms. Cimino and the CIBA faculty for the opportunity to speak today, and to our friends and family for supporting us yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I am extremely honored and proud of what we've accomplished as a class. We have survived IB exams, IAs, reflections, essays, labs, extended essay, CAS, essay, PP, and more. And even though many of you have no clue what I just said, I invite you all to give my class a round of applause. Even as our journey through high school comes to an end, remember that it is only the end to the beginning. I'd like you all to recognize how well we've been equipped for the future. After growing with you, I can say that I believe that all of you possess the potential to be successful wherever life takes you. We are not only social and lovable people, we are strong, determined, and eager for more. CIBA has lit a spark within all of you, and I urge you to never let that spark go dim. Be that spark in a world that has gone dark. Stay true to yourselves and what you believe in, and never lose hope. Even as we look to the future, I'd like to take a short time to look back. I think it was about 2 weeks ago in study hall in the library when Kelsey sat back and said, "Wow, we're really about to go into the real world." After this, the group of seniors who are never quiet stayed silent at the realization. Maybe it was out of shock, out of fear, or a mixture of it all. But in that moment, I remembered that I would no longer have the privilege of walking through the CIBA doors every morning to be greeted with a smile from Ms. Cimino, or to ask countless questions about everything in every class. I'm sad to no longer be able to get invaluable advice regarding life from so many teachers. I will no longer be able to wave to the ITGS class through the glass windows, or sit in the couch in the library with people I now call my family. It feels like it was just 2 weeks ago that we weeded the cemetery for essay hours, and that just last week we listened to Delaire's story about an orange. It seemed like just 2 days ago we were inaugurated into the diploma program, and that just yesterday we cheered each other on as we updated the college thermometer. Taking a step back and seeing how far we've grown together is amazing. There were many times that 4 years felt all too long, but right now it feels almost too short. CIBA has not only provided us with valuable education, but has helped us grow as people that I can proudly call my classmates. As we continue in our separate directions, I urge you to never forget where we came from and how we started. So on behalf of my class, I'd like to thank you all, our beloved friends, our trusted family, and our tireless, dedicated, and amazing CIBA faculty for their endless love and support. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. And finally, congratulations to my class, the class of 2019. We made it.
Thank you, Edith. I would now like to welcome the chairman of the East Hartford Board of Education, Mr. Brian Hall.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm not a person that talks to a crowd that doesn't respond back to me. So let's try that again. Good evening. All right, much better. Kind of hard to come after a wonderful opening like that from the student. I want to thank you very much in regards to bringing that message to your class. I also want to recognize my board members. I think they've already been recognized, but again, I'm honored to serve with each and every one of you. To my superintendent, Mr. Nathan Cornell, to our deputy superintendent, Ms. Anne Marie Mancini, and to the principal, Kathleen Cimino, who is doing a phenomenal job, and we're glad to have her leading this ship at the Connecticut IB Academy. So here we are, the 17th annual commencement exercise for the class of 2019. Let's give them another round of applause. So I don't know if this was by mistake or by plan, but I noticed that they had the president of the class speak. She's young. Then they call me up here, and I'm older, not old. So I don't know if that was planned or not, but again, I feel very fortunate to be leading a board and to be serving a town and a school district that is supported not only by a mayor, but by our town council. I see Mark Weinberg sitting there. And Dr. Sharon Brim, I must not forget you as well, another member of our super cabinet. So I have the pleasure of letting you know that being a retired Hartford police officer, I kind of have a 20-year experience of law enforcement in the city of Hartford, and I want to deputize you guys tonight. I want to give you a little bit of something to take with you. So we hear CIBA quite often, and I like to take things, and people that know and heard me before, I take acronyms and make things out of them. So that word CIBA, tonight I want to give you a charge, and I want to make you certified individuals to make a better America. Can you do that for me? CIBA, certified individuals to make a better America. That's what we're going to do with these young people. So I want to give you a little bit of instruction to be that CIBA individual wherever you may go. We heard the principal say they're going all over. Military, I was a military man myself. Thank you for whoever's going into the military in advance for serving our country. But I want to give you 7 rules of life to be that certified individual to make a better America. First of all, I never want you to let anybody ruin your day. I want you to let it go, because a good day is not thinking about what happened, but a good day is thinking about a better tomorrow. Can you remember that? Also, I want you to understand that you control your path. Ignore what people say about you. I'm pretty sure many of you know that already. Don't listen to what other people say about you. Live a life that's empowering to you. That's what I'm charging you to be as these CIBA deputies. Give everything time. Don't rush things. Have patience. Even in your studies, many of you know the hours you've put into getting this diploma tonight, but I want you to give things time. Time goes by really fast. And I can remember my graduation. Matter of fact, one of my classmates is in the audience right now. She's like your board member, and she actually came to a meeting on Monday, Ms. Jenkins, and pulled up my yearbook picture. I had hair. It wasn't gray. And I was about 120 pounds lighter. So time goes by pretty fast. I want you to live a life that you don't compare yourselves to anybody. All of you are individuals. Nobody shares the same fingerprint that you do. All right? So your path has been designed especially for you. Stay calm in situations that may not seem to be going the way you want them to. It's okay to not have everything figured out, but know that in time you will get it right. I want you to know that everything that happens in life is on you. You control your destiny. You control your happiness. Don't let nobody steal your joy. And one of the greatest gifts that we have in life is to smile. A smile can make someone's day, so always smile. When it comes to dealing with life circumstances, know that there are certain things outside your control. So don't focus on changing every little thing. Instead, identify, celebrate, and embrace what you can learn from the situation. The only thing you can change in life is you. Have the courage to acknowledge your strengths and recognize your weaknesses. Take an honest look at yourself and acknowledge that you're not perfect, and work on what you can. This is the first step of a journey towards helping to change a better America. Know that we all have a purpose, and with a specific purpose, even when we don't always know what that purpose is. Learn to accept that you can't change certain things in life. So accept who you are as a beautiful contribution to this world. Instead of dwelling on the what ifs and the negatives of a given situation, focus on the power you have within yourself to define your own happiness, living one day at a time and enjoying one moment at a time. When you let go of little things, trust me, you get to see life entirely in a new and positive way. Know that as now deputized CIBA certified individuals that you will make America a better place. I am confident that you will. And I know that with this degree you're going to continue and go on further. You have some shoes to fill. We're getting older. And we've tried to do the best that we can, but I firmly believe that this class has some powerful people that are sitting here. I want you to always be confident and courageous. I want you to always know that you have a mind that can develop more productive things that have not even been discovered yet. I want you to act in alignment with what your purpose is. Don't try to copy anyone else. Each one of you have your own individual talents and gifts, and learn to nurture them, protect them, and increase them. But more importantly, I want you to know to be joyful in life. Life is great. We live in an amazing country. When I look at the diversity of this class, it reminds me of the fact that we do live in the greatest country in America. And even when I hear that we have exchange students or students coming from China and Vietnam, it makes me feel good that we are a country that embraces everyone and a school district that wants to educate everyone. So again, I congratulate you on your hard work, your efforts, your success. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for representing East Hartford Public Schools through the Connecticut IB Academy. And again, congratulations. And all of you raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Because now you are certified individuals to make a better America. God bless and keep you is my prayer.
Thank you, Chairman Hall. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Mr. Nathan Quinnell, the Superintendent of East Hartford Public Schools.
All right, so I'm here to hand out the badges. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you all very much for attending, and congratulations to our graduates. It's a real honor to share a stage with you, and you know, I'm telling you, as I'm watching you guys come up, man, you guys are some serious students, man, and I appreciate that, and I really admire that. And tonight, want some thank yous. I really want to thank our families that are here. Tonight, certainly to celebrate our commencement, but I also really want to thank you, more importantly, for being here all along. Our kids are a tribute to you, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate the trust that you place in us as a school system to educate the greatest thing in your life. And we don't take that lightly, and I think we're getting pretty good at this, and I think we can all acknowledge that by giving these guys a round of applause. Let's do that. So I also really want to thank and acknowledge backstage our principal here. And Kathleen has been, yeah, there we go. All right. Kathleen has been nothing short of beyond amazing as our principal. Kathleen's had a big year this year. Kathleen has shepherded this school to where it is. She's been named the first year principal of the year in the state of Connecticut. But even, you know, I guess even bigger, Kathleen got married this year, so that's a pretty big deal too. And we're really proud and thankful for her. And I'm also really appreciative of our CIBA staff. And we're all, you know, back and forth going here. This is good. Let's keep this going. I feed off this. Really appreciate our CIBA staff. So appreciate when we get a chance, Deputy Superintendent Anne-Marie Mancini and I get a chance to visit the school and walk around and see the intensity and the seriousness and the hope and the joy. And it's neat to see, and we appreciate that. You embody the values that we hope to show here in East Hartford, and I want to thank you sincerely for that. Thank you all very much. So I want to shift here. I want to shift from the thank yous to talk about, I think, then something that's a little off the line here. So hang with me on this. I'm not sure if this will work, but I want to try it. I want to talk tonight about gambling, all right? So that's kind of a strange thing to talk about at a graduation. Right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, I'm not necessarily thinking about Foxwoods. I'm not thinking about MGM. Obviously, these are big topics in our news today. I'm not thinking about horse racing. I'm not thinking about DraftKings for our sports fans. I'm talking about the most important bet. I'm going to give you guys the most important bet in the world that you can make. And you've made that bet, and you can double down on that. Matter of fact, you can go all in on this bet tonight. Kathleen's nervous right now. I promise I'm going to land this plane. All right? So tonight I want to talk about a bet that you've made and you will continue to make as you go on to amazing things which we expect for you. And that bet is a real simple bet. That's a bet on yourself. And when I look at this audience of kids, these are kids who have bet on, number one, you've bet on your work ethic. And you've been able to face a challenge. And in the face of that challenge, and most people's knees start going like this, you double down on work. And you realize that hard work always beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's Kevin Durant for you. And you've bet on something you can control. And I've been listening to a speaker lately. His name is Ryan Droggins. He's a motivational speaker. He's a former Navy SEAL. And he coins this phrase he talks about, and it speaks a lot to me. And he talks about looking at life in a way that no one is coming to save you. So look inside when you're looking for those answers. When I first heard that didn't really sit right for me, because I've always been a person that's really valued what others around me have done for me. And in that humility, I always feel very fortunate to be where I am. But the reality is, guys, for your success, if you're waiting for someone else to give you success, no one's coming to save you. Bet on yourself. The second thing I think when we talk about this, the other big bet on betting on yourself is betting on your own humility. This is a class of students that stands out in our state, and we found out this spring stands out in our country as well. As we look at the rankings of CIBA and U.S. News, that tells a really special story. As much as I'd like to think those U.S. News rankings are about the superintendent of the school system, I read carefully, it turns out they're not. Those rankings are about you guys. And when those accolades come, when these moments of success come, bet on your humility. Bet on your ability to know who you are and to acknowledge who you are and be grateful for those around you. Be grateful for your parents. Sitting in the audience tonight is our faculty, your parents. Don't miss this opportunity in humility. Go to someone and say, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. Say those words. Those are powerful words. You have moms and dads and aunts and uncles who have done so much for you. Yeah, they're the ones with the rules too, right? But they've done so much for you, and they care for you. Bet on that. And then the third bet is, to me, one of the really important parts of this bet is bet on your own resilience. So in moments of high, I think it's always important, right? There are no moments of peak without moments of valley. And I wish like heck, and I know your parents do, we wish we could take these moments away from you, and you would never see them. The reality of life is you're going to see them, right? For every high, there has to be a low. And in those moments, bet on your resilience. Bet on your ability to fight back. Bet on your ability to get off the mat and keep getting after it. You know, tonig's a night where we celebrate you guys, winning a big hand, right? Betting on the right horse. Tonight's a night where you can double down on the bet. Bet on yourselves. CIBA class, thank you all for the time you spent in East Hartford. Thank you for the fun I know you guys have had. Thank you for being the students that you've been. Thanks for being the example and the affirmation that we as educators are dying for, to see that when we invest in kids turn around and give great results. You guys have been that. So thank you all very much. Go on, do great things, and God bless.
Thank you, Superintendent Quinnell. I would like to thank the parents and guardians that have been involved in the CIBA Parent Advisory Council throughout the past 4 years. Thank you for taking the time to be involved in your CIBA students' education and for giving us valuable feedback. The PAC's mission is to support the CIBA community and promote a positive academic and social environment for all students. PAC's support is invaluable to CIBA. In particular, I would like to recognize Mr. Venton and Mrs. Monica Forbes, Ms. Racina Gilbert, and Mrs. Gina Presmarita for their commitment to PAC. Please stand to be recognized. You will be missed next year. Each year, we select an individual who has supported the Connecticut IB Academy, one who has gone above and beyond to make CIBA what it is today. This year, the Friend of CIBA Award is being presented to Mrs. Lynn Morin. Mrs. Morin goes above and beyond. She gives them feedback, builds relationships with them, and collaborates with colleagues to clarify expectations of assignments and assessments. Most importantly, though, Mrs. Morin builds confidence in students so that they can realize their full potential. She offers an environment where students feel supported and can take risks, which is essential in a challenging IB program. We are grateful for Mrs. Morin's dedication to CIBA. Unfortunately, Mrs. Morin could not be here today, but she graciously accepts this offer. Please join me in congratulating Mrs. Lynn Morin. It can be argued that there has never been a single accomplishment that can be credited to just one individual person. Rather, accomplishments are due to a system of supports that surrounds a given individual during trials and mistakes along the way. Each scholar sitting before you has had a journey of ups and downs, successes and failures. It is because of the members of this audience gathered here tonight that they have completed 4 challenging and rigorous years in 2 IB programs. At this time, each graduate will recognize one special person along his or her journey by presenting a rose in recognition of and thanks for the support, love, and encouragement that he or she has received along the way.
Should we go now?
Yeah, go ahead. Just be careful.
Were there some tears? Were there some tears?
Yeah.
Tears?
Just a little something. Oh, she's coming. Onika, you weren't supposed to cry.
It's okay. I would now like to introduce Ms. Justina Gilbert as our first student orator.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, so I promised myself I wasn't going to cry. So before commencing my speech, I would like to thank my village, as you just heard. I would not be the young woman I am today without them. So before I do start, I would like to say a memoir, and I would like everybody to stand before I speak. You guys can stand if you want, or not. I leave this with the class of 2019. I shall not be afraid. You can repeat. I shall not be afraid. Whatever is to cross my path, I will accomplish. I will not let fear hinder me from success. I will not do this alone. I will seek help. I will seek greatness. My duty is to work hard, no matter the task. I shall not be afraid. You can sit. Okay. Now I dare ask you, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of spiders? Are you afraid of, hey, maybe even snakes? You know, growing up, I was afraid of being the person I knew I could be. Going to college, I hope that you all focus on your studies while being able to live your life to the fullest. There will be a plethora of opportunities for all of you to experience, and I hope that you indulge in them. Do not be afraid to try new things or maybe even improve your character. In college, you will encounter many obstacles that you may not be able to do alone. Find better friends. When you feel like it's so hard and you want to give up, don't. Everyone in this class has the ability to be the person who they want to be. This class has the talent that can spark a new generation of like-minded individuals where all support all. I have never met so many individuals with such great gifts. Though we may not have had the best agreeable years, every day I was wishing for your success. Every day, without you knowing and thinking I hated you, I was rooting for you. To the children in the audience and to my fellow classmates, do not be afraid to wallow in sadness and be alone. When you encounter rejection or fear, let that pain become your power. So in conclusion, never be afraid. Never be willing to be alone. Because you see me, I'm going to college with a full scholarship. Being the only African American woman in my class in legal studies. And you are the world's next leaders, doctors, military leaders, nurses, scientists, teachers, and athletic icons. Use the strengths and weaknesses to accomplish all your dreams and goals. I hope to see you all in world-changing positions someday, changing the world with all your gifts. Good luck in college, and thank you.
Thank you, Justina. I would like to introduce Ms. Diamond Harrell Grant to address the class of 2019.
Hello, class of 2019. Today is June 13th, 2019, and today we all made it here to graduation. Friends and family, let's give a big round of applause for my class of 2019. I know you guys don't want to hear a long, boring speech, so I'll make it short and memorable. Wow, look at all of you now. You all look so different. All big and mature, and still growing. I remember my first day here at CIBA. I came in my sophomore year, and everyone knew my name. From students to faculty, so many of you came up to me and asked if I was Diamond. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little creeped out at first that everyone knew my name. But as the days went on, I got used to it. And now I like it. Now the whole school knows who I am. I know I wasn't really close with much of you, except really Elijah. But all of you helped to make my transition from a big, loud high school to a small, smart high school something more special, where I could learn something, and I appreciate all of you for that, sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Every day being in school with each and every one of you, I learned something new and or different. And I know all of you definitely have learned a few things from me. Don't worry, friends and family, all good things, of course. Eventually, I left my mark on the senior class and began making acquaintances and forming friendships. Okay, now let's talk about this huge accomplishment we all have made. Celebrate, be proud, grateful, and happy today, because we are all doing something here that someone somewhere didn't have or get the opportunity to do for whatever reason. Tomorrow is the start of something so much bigger and greater for all of us. The next 4 years of our life is literally whatever we make it. These are our college years. Now, I know each one of you graduating today are going to go on to do something extraordinary and world-changing. Stay focused, dedicated, and determined. Don't be afraid to take risks. Be safe, of course, but explore. Form new friendships, try different foods, learn about different ethnicities around you. Have fun and be the best you that you can be. Don't be afraid to reach out to family and friends if you find yourself struggling. I mean, we all made it this far as a class. Seriously though, it's nothing wrong with asking for help every once in a while. One of the things I did learn from being here at CIBA is that's gonna come in handy is how fast I can write a good essay and still meet the requirements. Thanks, Ms. Sawyer. I just wanna say good luck and congratulations, seniors. We made it.
Thank you, Diamond. Please welcome Mr. Joe to speak.
Good night, CIBA families. Good night. Fantastic class 2019. I'm Joe. I'm one of the graduates from class 2019. It's my honor to be here delivering this speech in this special moment. After 6 o'clock, June 13th, we are not a 12th grader anymore, nor a senior. We are freshmen. We are freshmen either in the college or freshmen in society. Again, I'm honored to be here sharing my experience in this amazing family with you. First of all, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to my parents. I want to say thank you to the CIBA faculties. I want to say thank you to my classmates. Most importantly, I want to say thank you to my host family. Thank you for your help throughout the whole year. 2018 was the biggest year in my life. I started a whole new journey of life at CIBA. This is my first year studying abroad. Last summer, I made a decision of traveling over the sea to start this unknown journey at CIBA. I was excited and wondering what's going to happen. I was questioning if I made the right decision. I keep asking myself, is this a good place? Are those people going to be friendly? Are teachers going to be mean? But now, obviously, I have my answers. There were countless memories that make CIBA fabulous. I remember when I first got here, I see teachers and students chatting. Well, I was like, wow, are they chatting? That never happened in China. Like, wow. It makes me feel like the relationship between teacher and students, it's not only teacher and students. We can also be friends. I'm so lucky that I got a chance to experience both Ms. Sawyer and Dr. Campbell's class, English class. I believe both of them taught every senior in this room to analyze a text by analyzing the denotation and the connotation of a keyword. Well, yeah, you remind you guys of the horrible IB English exam, but I would like to keep analyzing the word stereotype, which means a great deal for me. Its denotation is fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular type of person or thing. By the way, source cited, a random Google page. More importantly, I would like to share its connotation in my CIBA year. Most of the time, we think stereotypes are external to other people instead of internal to ourselves. I have confined myself in the stereotype of I can't speak English fluently since the first moment I stepped on this English-speaking continent. Because of it, I think I barely talked for the first few months. I was always concerned about my grammar, my vocabulary, even my accent. It makes me afraid of talking, even with my friends and classmates. I therefore left the stereotype of Joe is a silent boy to other students. But the fact is that I'm a social person. I love talking. I love making friends. But the worst part of stereotype is not the misunderstanding. It's getting used to the stereotype. I barely had a social life when I first got here. My grades were dropping, and my getting used to the stereotype that I can't speak English. I started refusing to talk. But my amazing classmates, they help me. They make me realize that I'm not being my true self. I'm not being the true Joe, and help me get rid of the chains that prevent me from the social life that I wanted. Thank you, everyone. Maybe everyone of you are not aware of it. You are helping me to be brave enough to get out of my stereotype. I'm pretty sure that Sriram doesn't know he helped me when he was explaining a bio concept for me. And on math classes, the experiences of me struggling to explain a math question to Akshir made me realize that my English is actually understandable and CIBA students can understand my Chinglish. I want to thank you, every student and everyone, for your patience and kindness. It's really tough for me to say goodbye to the CIBA family. It feels like my journey at CIBA had just begun. I clearly remember the first day I got here. I got lost in CIBA. Yeah, that tiny building with 2 floors. Yeah, I got lost there. Ben was asking me if I need help. I think I still clearly remember the moment. But everything comes to an end. I hope everyone from class 2019 will have a bright future and be yourself. Be your true self instead of stereotype you made for yourself. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Joe. I would like to introduce Ms. Julia Owusu to share her thoughts.
Thank you, Ms. Semino, for allowing me to speak today. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate not only my fellow classmates, but also the family and friends who are celebrating with us today and will continue to cheer us on as we take our next steps. Thank you for your support through these 4 very, very, very long years. However, I think the real MVPs are the teachers for dealing with us for 4 straight years. Can we give them a round of applause? Because God knows they've been through it. But I think it's safe to say that they'll never have a class such as ours. I think I can speak for the entire class when I say, not only are we the most lit class, and let's not forget the most athletic class to ever enter CIBA, but also the most inquisitive. We are always willing to learn, and we learn best from each other. Today is officially our last day as high school seniors. Surprisingly, this is both a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because we'll never have to worry about being dress coded again. And it's a bad thing because we'll never get the same support as we do from our small CIBA family. As we graduate, it is important to remember this is not the time to make fast, hard decisions. This is just the beginning of our future. We are allowed to make mistakes. We all know we've made a lot of mistakes. As we move on, we are going to take the wrong turn, but it is how we learn. Life is way too short to worry about that one bad English grade or the time you pulled the shower in the bio room. That's what makes our class so special. We are able to learn from our mistakes and we keep pushing on. We made it. We actually made it. Although we lost a couple of soldiers, we survived 4 years of IB. Man, was it a struggle. However, our proof is sitting here on the stage. Through these 4 years, we are not only established forever friendships, but in the end, we gained a new family. We will forever have that bond that can never be broken. There's a show called The 100, and every time characters go their separate ways, they say, "May we meet again." To the class of 2019, may we all meet again. And as we move on, always remember to stay true to yourself, and most importantly, read the packet. We love you, Miss Sawyer. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. I would like to introduce Ms. Lexi Rodriguez as our final student orator.
Thanks. Hello, and welcome family, friends, and fellow graduates. First off, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to my family, my teachers, and my friends for helping me through these challenging 4 years of my life. Coming here was hard for me as I struggle with change. After my day as a shadow at CIBA, I was still a bit nervous and unsure, and to help me out, my mom took me to Olive Garden so we could talk through my options, and somehow it all just felt right. Knowing I wasn't coming here alone made me feel even safer. I grew up with a small group of these graduates: Gabriel, Emmanuel, Mariah, and Justina. While we have not always gotten along, we did it together. And we have impacted each other's lives in one way or another, and where I think is the better. As for the rest of my class, I would like to reminisce about the memories we had together. Freshman year seemed to be the year where we all became close, having drama, laughing, and procrastinating. With each of us struggling to adapt to the workload, CIBA provided us with many sources to help us acclimate and we worked through it together. One thing I think we can all agree is lunch was always a good time for us. There should be a few orange trees growing near the school in a few years. We laughed and bonded that first year as a family. Sophomore year seemed to be a bit easier and went by pretty fast. We all knew one another and started forming closer relationships. Cece and I spent a lot of time going to the library. She helped me get through many difficult situations, which made her such a good friend. Junior year was the hardest for me, having to go back and forth from parent to parent, along with the school, from the IAs and the extended essays. It seemed to be as though time was stopping and emotions ran high. But with many of my fellow classmates, they really helped me get through such a tough time. I feel like we were all relating to each other's personal situations and being so supportive to get through as much as we could together. Finally, making it to senior year, I think we can all say it went by extremely fast. Looking back, some of our class really struggled to make deadlines, but in the end, we all did it. Standing on this stage with all of you makes me very proud of all of us. The bumps in the roads we went through taught us how to grow and become strong young adults, ready to take on new experiences and challenges. Don't forget, it's not too late to read the book. I know many of us are not as close as we thought we would be, but looking back through the years, the memories we made together allowed us to grow into individuals, and who knows, maybe life will bring us back into each other's lives in the future. Life is all about consistently growing and finding new ways to improve ourselves. While we would all like to complain and say many issues we had being here, and we're never coming back to visit, being here in our final moment together, I can't express how much I appreciate being here with all of you. We became the most dysfunctional yet loving family, and I'm grateful to share so many wonderful memories with all of you. On behalf of my fellow classmates, I'd like to thank the family members who guided us to come here to this school and push us for the better. To the faculty here at CIBA, thank you for all your dedication and support. And finally, shout out to the seniors who worked hard enough to be on this stage. You did this for yourself, and each and every one of you should be extremely proud. While I have 1,000 more memories, I'd like to keep that between us. I hope the class of 2019, you all have bright and successful futures ahead. I will definitely miss all of you, and thank you.
Thank you, Lexi. And now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Mr. Brian Hall and members of the East Hartford Board of Education, I am pleased to present the class of 2019 to you and to certify that the graduates have completed all requirements for high school graduation as set forth by the State of Connecticut Department of Education and the East Hartford Board of Education. If you can come on. From Hebron, George Perry Katsarakis. Congratulations. From Tallinn, Edith Otang. From East Hartford, Justina Gilbert. From Hartford, Diamond Harrell Grant. From Chongqing, China, Baijun Zhou. From East Hartford, Julia Owusu. From East Hartford, Alexia Rodriguez. From Middletown, Bisma Aftab. From Hartford, Mariah Allen. From Hartford, Russell Bataille. From East Hartford, Aksir Bura. From East Hartford, Jessica Bravo. From Manchester, Angela Cortez. From Hartford, Gabriel Cruz. From East Hartford, Devante DeLeon. From Coventry, Abigail Drake. From East Hartford, Elijah Estrella. From Bloomfield, Emmanuel Forbes. From East Hartford, Angelo Franco. From East Hartford, Sriram Ganesh. From East Hartford, Jaden Gardner. From Manchester, Kareem Gonaim. From East Hartford, Shawnee Jackson. From Hartford, Aisha Jallo. From Hebron, Eleni Alexandra Katsarakis. From Hartford, Jewel Kerr. From Manchester, Sayana Kraft. From Glastonbury, Eva Krestanova. From Hebron, Lindsay Mayevich. From Hebron, Benjamin Maxwell. From Talon, Nicholas Michelle. From New Britain, Yamilet Morales. From Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, Hoang Ivan Nguyen. From East Hartford, Kelsey Ofori. From East Hartford, Oriana Opalis. From East Hartford, Onika Phillips. From East Hartford, Alessio Presamarita. From East Hampton, Vishaka Ravichandran. From Hartford, Cassandra Serban. From Marlboro, Todd Sun. From Ellington, Christy Wang. From Hartford, Isaac Willison. All graduates, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2019. Miss Edith Otang will lead the class in the turning of the tassels. Please be seated. And now, Ms. Jewel Kerr will present a diploma to the honorary member of the class of 2019 on behalf of the graduating class.
Good evening, everyone. We would like to take this time to induct our honorary member of the class of 2019. The qualifications of this member include diligence, compassion, and adaptability. The honorary member has to be steadfast in their commitment to our success, compassionate when we have our occasional downfalls, and maybe work with us when we need a little extra time. Now, it was tough, but as a class, we collectively chose someone who goes above and beyond these requirements. This member of the CIBA faculty is ridiculously organized, incredibly insightful, and not to mention calm, cool, and collected, unless, of course, we forget to read the rubric. This teacher has contributed significantly to all of our personal and academic developments, considering the fact that she has had every single one of us at some point of our high school career. She provided us with the tools and guidance to grow as people and writers, even when we convinced ourselves that growth was impossible. She has never given up on us, though we have been kind of trying our luck all year. This respected faculty member is like a school mom to our class after long nights professionally mothering her own children, Madeline, Dempsey, and Charlotte. Without further ado, the class of 2019 thankfully inducts our honorary member from the CIBA faculty, Mrs. Jennifer Sawyer.
Congratulations, Mrs. Sawyer. Each year, a scholarship in the name of the co-founder and first principal of CIBA, Mr. Michael Abalon, is presented to a graduating senior. To present this scholarship tonight, I would like to invite the members of the Abalon family to the stage, Becky DeLoise and her son Jake, and the 2018 Abalon Scholarship recipient, Ms. Hannah Braverman.
Hi, I just wanted to say good evening to you and congratulations to the families who have a new graduate, and they couldn't have done it without your support, and this school couldn't be a school without the yearly support of all you parents, and so this is a wonderful evening. And I would just How do I talk in here? Okay. So I just want to congratulate every single one of you, your students, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Every year I'm always quite taken by the ability that you all have and all the hard work you've put forward, and I wish you all the luck in the world. And I really like being able to talk towards the end because everyone has said everything that can be said about you and about this school. It's a wonderful school, and all I can add is that my brother Michael would be, if he were alive today, he would be so proud of all of you. So I guess we need to find who's going to be the next person to get this wonderful scholarship. Yeah. Opening things. And you can stand up there.
I'm sorry, I'm very bad at opening things. Congratulations to the 2019 Avalon Scholarship recipient, Eva Kristanova.
Thank you, Avalon family, and thank you to Hannah, and congratulations, Eva. Please join us in the CIBA Rotunda to continue our celebration with refreshments provided by our PAC and for photographs after the recessional. We will also be showing the graduation video in the lecture hall created by Onika Phillips for the graduates. At this time, I would like to ask the CIBA faculty to recess first to congratulate the graduates in the lobby and escort them to the CIBA Rotunda for a group picture. All guests, please meet your CIBA graduate at CIBA. I proudly present to you the class of 2019.
Another step, another day, another breath, another been chasing dreams, but I never slept. I gotta do what I do, then it'll be sunlight. It's a piece of mind. Thinking of fun, I can sleep when I die. Want a piece of the pie, got a piece of the ride. I'm straight, I'm on my way, yeah, I'm on my way. What can I say? I heard you died twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend, it's Exodus, searching for euphoria, searching through the mud to find the present, no ignoring. I've got 20,000 deep up in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head. Whoa! I feel glorious, glorious, got a chance to start again. I was born for this, so I am not gonna forget. I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious, I feel glorious, glorious. I'm feeling glorious. The good looking victorious. Oh yes, you know that we've been going since we hopped out the DeLorean, yeah we went. I'm gone, things are just things, they don't make you who you are. Get back up on you all and take it with you when you're gone. We posted on the porch, my family's glasses to the stars.